Welcome to the Connor's Corner segment of Ask the Lawyer. Listen, I love going to bookstores, and if I were in New Jersey, in Ridgewood, New Jersey, on Monday, August 14th, I'd be bookends. Why? Because the great actor, television personality, Bruce Campbell is going to be there, and we're fortunate enough to have him on our show. How are you doing today, sir?
Good. Bada boom. Ridgewood, start the show. They're the first guinea pig of the tour. First stop.
And you're going to be in person signing books.
I will be. I made a deal. I agreed to not send my doppelganger. It'll actually be me. I will be signing. And Ridgewood, the trick is, it's nice there. Ridgewood goes, hey, man, thanks for not making me go back to Manhattan.
It does. Well, on August 15th, you're going to be at Huntington at Book Review at 7 o'clock.
Exactly. I'm making a sweep of the East Coast.
What is your book about?
About 300. No, it's a continuation. About 15 years ago, I put out If Chins Could Kill, Confessions of a B-Movie Actor, because I felt that the world needed to know, like, what the second-class citizens of Hollywood were like and what we did. And so this is 15 years of more ridiculous stories, so it's the continued confessions, the further confessions of a B-movie actor, because there's a lot of confessions in the B-movie world. So it's a lot more lunacy, picks up where the other one left off, and fills us in on the other side of Hollywood.
Now, when you say you're a B-movie actor, what does that mean?
It means that you do a lot of genre stuff, for the most part. I don't do rom-coms, really. I did a bunch of TV stuff back in the day, which is pretty mainstream. Like Burn Notice was pretty mainstream, a show that I did. But even that's kind of a B-movie concept. Spies running around blowing stuff up. So it's a lot of that. Carnage, mayhem, sci-fi, fantasy, horror. Not that much mainstream.
You had a hit TV series on Stars. I mean, that doesn't get to the A-list.
We just finished our third season, but even that's what you would call kind of cult TV, because technically that's based on the old Evil Dead movies, so it's kind of an unrated TV show. So that's not really mainstream. We just finished our third season for Stars.
Some people in the audience may not put the name with the face right away. Tell them about the Evil Dead series.
Evil Dead series, we made one in 3 different decades. The first one we filmed in 1979. It's a gritty horror movie. 5 kids go to a cabin. They find an ancient book. They read from it thinking it's cool. They unleash sort of these ancient demons, and one by one they get possessed. So it's old-fashioned, cheesy, over-the-top monster movie. The 80s, we did a sequel, Evil Dead 2. 90s, we sort of killed the franchise with Army of Darkness, which is sort of a favorite of a lot of them. It's very mainstream. It's sort of like an adventure movie, like Jason and the Argonauts. And then we decided to turn it into a TV show 24 years later. So, what the heck?
So the character has endurance.
I think so. He's the lead guy is Ash, who fights these demons. They're not sort of shuffling zombies. It's not really that sort of deal. These demons are tricky, and they talk, and they're very clever and very deadly. And so, but our lead guy is Ash. He's just a regular guy. So hopefully people can relate to that. He doesn't have any military skills. He's not FBI or CIA. So that's what I kind of like, too. He's no different than your neighbor.
Reading through your book, I just got it today, so I just glanced at it a little bit. But part of it, you talk about a trip that you have to Iraq.
Yeah, we got a weird opportunity making this TV show Burn Notice. We wound up meeting a bunch of military personnel as they'd stop by, because I guess it was popular with the troops. And we thought, myself and the lead guy, Jeffery Donovan, we thought, well, we're too old to fight, but maybe we can go over there and sign some stuff. And we just tossed it out. We didn't really know if they were going to take it seriously or not. And the Department of Defense got back and said, okay, let's go, let's do it. And we were like, holy crap, we get like orders and everything. And so we went over there in 2009 to see the troops, and it was a amazing experience.
And then again, another chapter I saw you talking about making a film in Bulgaria. Why would you make a film in Bulgaria?
Yeah, you tell me, brother. I tell you why. Because the average Bulgarian, at the time I was there, which is like 2005, the average Bulgarian made $110 a month. So I think the Sci-Fi Channel just basically put up a shingle there. It was like, we're making all of our movies in Bulgaria. It was just, you couldn't fight the economics of it. Was it the perfect place to shoot? No. But, you go where the going's good. I go where the work is. The work was in Sofia, Bulgaria. So here we go.
Now, I know you make some negative comments about Hollywood. Why?
Why? I think they could be a lot more efficient. I think they waste a lot of money, an incredible amount. If you take a $300 million movie, I'll give you $301 million movies rather than one $300 million movie. Their economics, I think, are a little screwed up. There's no middle class anymore. Movies are now like $500,000 or $300 million. So I don't know. It's a little out of whack. I'd like to see more of the independent stuff come back, a little more of a thriving middle class. We make a movie for like $10 million. But every movie now has to have 8 movie stars because it's so expensive. So I don't know. It's interesting. I'm happy doing my thing.
Your first film, how much money went into that?
It started as a $150,000 investment. We went over budget to about $350,000. So that was the cost of the very first Evil Dead. Fortunately, 30 some odd years later, all of our investors they're very happy.
What's next what's your next project?
Well, let's see. Go to 35 cities with this book and share the Looney Tunes, and then we're going to see about season 4 for Stars. We're waiting for them to throw down, make a decision. And otherwise, get back on the hamster wheel and keep working. That's what I do.
If you were advising a young person, would you tell them to get involved in acting and movie producing?
Well, it's certainly a vocation that I don't find as boring. I got into it so I didn't have to sit in a cubicle or, wear a tie. And it takes you around the world. A lot of highs and lows. Not great for family. I'm not sure if acting is good for you or bad for you yet. You can get hurt acting. I've gotten hurt multiple times. But it can be a cool job, but not for the faint of heart. It's like, you guys are in showbiz. You got a thin skin. This probably ain't the business for you.
All right, I got to ask you one more question because my wife is here. One of her favorite films was Bubba Hotep. Can you tell the audience about that one?
She's got class. She's got taste. That came across my desk. It was one of the weirdest scripts I ever read. But there was a weird, nice feeling about it of what happens with old people. Like, about forgetting people who age. It had a strange undertone, almost melancholy. And so I thought, that was the theme of the, and they fight a mummy, so I thought it was a great relationship between an old Elvis and a guy who thinks he's JFK, the great Ossie Davis, and they defeat a mummy and save a rest home. They're like two old heroes, so I thought it was really a fun story by Joe Lansdale. And Don Coscarelli, he's the guy who did the Phantasm movies, so he's the perfect combo, that one just worked out.
Your TV work, some TV series, I mean, they may have been short-lived, but again, a lot of people liked them. Yeah,
Burn Notice ran for 7 seasons, so I had one hit TV show that I was on, and then I've guest starred in a bunch of stuff. You make the TV rounds, and sort of, in the 90s, I did all the Lois and Clarks, and, I shuffled Homicide, and, I made the round.
August 14th, you're going to be there. You're going to autograph those books, right?
I'm going to be there. People are going to get some signed books. If the masses are too great, well, I'll pre-sign some stuff. But we want to make sure that people get their money's worth. And so come on, bring the kids. We're going to try and make it a rational experience. It's always important. Call the bookstore. Call them ahead of time. Go, dude, what are the rules? And they'll tell you what's going on. Sometimes you can bring a book from somewhere else. Sometimes they actually want you to buy right there. So if you really want to go and see me in person, it's probably best to buy at that store. They'll be the happiest with you, and they'll be the nicest to you if you do that.
Right. Sometimes they don't even let you in if you don't buy from that store.
Absolutely. Because, unfortunately, though, this is the modern world. People bring receipts in from stuff. You always want them to pre-order, right? Good news, they pre-ordered your book. Bad news is they go to the event and you can't sign it. So it's a little tricky. That's why I call the store, so nobody gets all pissed off.
August 14th, Edgewood, New Jersey. August 15th, Huntington, New York. Hail to the Chin. Further Confessions of a B-Movie Actor, Bruce Campbell. Thank you for being on our show.
Hey, thanks for your time, guys. I appreciate that. I'll see you for the next sequel in 15 years from now.
Okay.
The Final Confession.
Well, I'll see you Monday, the 14th.
Great. Thanks, guys.